yours?
Noah.
Noah? Is that
That's
what you
me.
prefer to be
Mhm.
called?
Yep.
Okay. So did you find it your way in here okay today?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you like this fall weather we've been having?
I love the fall weather. Fall is my favorite season.
Are you from around here?
No, I'm from Florida, and we don't have many seasons in Florida. So
it's probably nice to get to the leaves change and everything. Okay. So before we get started, I'm just going to kind of explain how we work a little bit here. I'm going to talk to you for about like 15 minutes, and then we are going to just talk about why you came in today and what we can work on, some solutions to work towards that. And
Okay.
during that time, we will have a short thinking break, and then we'll go from there.
all right.
So, what brought you in today?
Today I've kind of been having a rough time figuring out exactly what I want to do with my career. I just switched my major, and then I also feel like my parents have been forcing me to kind of go down a certain path that I'm not sure I want to go towards. And there's a lot of safety in following what my parents want me to do, but I want to kind of step out and do my own career and job path. But it's really scary to me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, so it sounds like right now that you kind of have your own idea of what you want to do, but you're kind of scared to tell your parents about it.
Yeah.
Have you talked to your parents about your thoughts yet?
I have, and they thought a lot of what the ideas that I wanted to do, which would be maybe real estate investing or something like that, rather than working for the company that my parents and my brother have always worked for, or going to a different company. They thought that it would be good side jobs or hobbies, and also maybe to look first at working for the corporation that they want me to before switching to another one, just because I could get that experience.
Mm-hmm. So you said that your parents, they're all in the same kind of business and everything. Have you talked to anybody about your ideas of what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have. I've talked to both my parents. I've talked to a couple friends, and I just wanted to make sure that before I want to have a solid plan about the job I want to have before I step out away from the security of the corporation that working for an Adventist organization that my parents want me to work for.
Mm-hmm. So. What are some things that you have tried to kind of look at these different careers to see what you would be more willing to go towards?
I've done a bit of research, online, trying to figure out exactly what jobs would fit into my personality, and the main thing for me is that I want the job that I have to have significance and kind of be important, not because I knew I could get it because my family's in the business, but because I did something for it, and so it's mainly just in the beginning stages of thinking. So I've been looking online, talking to a couple friends who are in different jobs than in Adventist healthcare, which is what my parents are in, and that's really helped with trying to like figure out which way to go. So.
Well, it sounds like you've done a really good job at like trying to figure out what you want to do and exploring that some more. And I can only imagine the stress that's been on you.
Yeah.
But is this causing you any kind of stress or anything, or?
Yeah, confusion always causes stress, and I feel like not knowing exactly what to do has been one of the most stressful things, because for most of my life I knew the exact path I was going to take, but I kind of feel conflicted because even though it's the most confused I've ever been, I feel like I like that I'm confused, because it's the first time I've been thinking outside of the security that I've been given, and so yeah, I mean, it's the most confusing and stressful time of my life, which I think maybe is why I'm not sleeping as well, or maybe physically not as healthy right now. But I feel like it's good for me because at least I'm thinking, and in the future I'll be happy that I made the decision to think about what I want to do.
Yeah. Now, when you think about the situation in everything, how do you feel?
I feel frightened because, like I said, I'm not sure about which way to go, and I feel like a lot of times we have to trust God, because there's stepping out and doing something kind of on your own or without the help of family and other things might be it's pretty scary at first to try to change your course from everything that you've been taught to working for a different organization, or like picking a different major than I had last year. So I feel like I feel like that. Yeah.
Has anybody else in your life kind of experienced this
Mm.
kind of confusion with the whole job situation?
Yeah. My brother actually, he went to Northwestern College, and he was in the Medill School of Journalism, and he thought he was going to be a news broadcaster, and he was doing pretty good at it. But then, like most people do, he changed his major probably 3 times until he finally found out that he wanted to be secure, and is starting working for my parents, and he loves it. But for me, I wanted, in the same way he did, I kind of want to explore and see if I maybe could do something else. So.
Okay, so kind of what I'm understanding right now is just that you really do have this idea of what you want to do, and you're not like afraid to explore that or anything, and you've talked about it with your parents, but it's kind of causing you some stress and confusion right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, how would you like me to help you with this? By the end of this, all of us, where would you like to be?
I would just like to have a little bit more clarity about how I could get, if there was any places I could get plugged into job opportunities or anything, even just like close in the area that could help me, maybe like internships or something in different organizations that could help me maybe solidify and explore more what I wanted to do, because I'm not really sure myself, and so I just need guidance in which way to go.
Mm-hmm. When you think about this situation, like everything that it is causing you right now, how do you kind of explain it to yourself?
That's a difficult question. I don't know how to answer. I kind of think of it as self-exploration, and that even if I'm not successful in whatever I do, it's another way I can check off the list of saying, okay, this isn't for me, So that's the way I feel about it.
Okay.
And if I end up working for, Adventist Health Systems, or, going the way that a lot of my family has, then at least I know, without a shadow of a doubt, that this was the way I was supposed to go, rather than just accepting it without exploring first. So.
And you said that you talked to your parents about this.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And are they upset when you mentioned that you might kind of go off their path?
They're not upset, but they want me to show legitimate reasons why I wouldn't want to work for the organization, and they want me to show steps as to how I would get to become what I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I haven't had enough time, or I haven't put enough effort into, the steps that they want me to take. How much would or where would this job be? What would you be doing? Would it be for a purpose that God intended for you? Not just making like lug nuts or something for a car company, or making tires on cars or something, but something that would be influential to spread God's message.
Mm-hmm.
And so I haven't really been able to find a company that has been able to do that, that's outside of what my parents want me to do, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'm going to ask you kind of a strange question right now. So let's say that tonight you go back home,
Mm-hmm.
and you get all of your homework done, and you're just super excited, ready to go to bed, and you get to bed at a decent time.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're asleep, a miracle happens. And the miracle is that the problem that you came in for today is gone. So all of that stress and decision making, it's all gone. And when you wake up in the morning, everything is different. But you don't know a miracle happened because you were asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be different that you would notice to let you know that the miracle happened?
I feel like I would feel more freedom, because a big aspect of what I want to try to do is not stay in the typical 9-to-5 job, but be able to be maybe self-employed or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like I'd feel a lot more freedom when I woke up and found out that the miracle had happened. And I feel like I would have more time to focus on the things that I want to focus on, rather than just, what has to be drilled into somebody who works for someone else's mind. So.
What would your parents notice that would be different about you?
I feel like my parents would notice that I'm more driven, because when it's something that I really care about, I go after it a lot more than I would if it was just something that somebody else is putting on me to do. So they would notice that I'm more driven in that way.
Okay. Would you feel anything different with like with yourself.
I feel like I'd be a little bit happier just because I'm doing what, working for the cause that I want to work for, or, having more freedom to do what I want to do. So I'd be a little bit happier probably.
Okay, so it definitely sounds like you would have some more freedom in choosing, and you would be a little bit happier with that. So have there been any days within, let's say, the past month that have felt like that?
Happiness. Yeah, there has. But a lot of it hasn't been focused around necessarily the career. It's just I get glimpses of being excited about an idea, but it never comes to fruition, is what I would say. So.
Okay, let's say that on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you don't feel very confident, and 10 being you feel very confident in being able to decide on the career that makes you happy. Where would you put yourself on that scale?
4.
4?
Yeah.
And where would you like to be?
7 or 8.
7 or 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, right now, I'm going to go ahead and take a short thinking break, and then we will get back and we will go from there.
Okay.